In this video, we're going to explore how you can sort an array. So, assuming that you already know a bit about arrays, there's a lot more you can do with an array, and knowing how you can modify or adjust arrays will be very beneficial for you. This is really a JavaScript tutorial for beginners, where we're just going to explore how you can do a basic sorting with arrays. So, let me first be short with an array, assuming that you know it, but let me just repeat that. So what is an array? An array is basically a value that consists of multiple values. So for example, you have a value of month, where you have January, February, March, April, which are the data points in the array of month. And what you want to do, or what you might want to do, is, for example, you want to sort the array. And here right now you can see we have a very basic template for Bootstrap, and if I click on this, I want to sort the values here. How can we do this? Well, let's start with the basics here. Let's first create an array, and our array will be, instead of month, today we're going to use a different one. We say constant, and this constant value will be fruits. And in the fruits we have arrays, and let's add up some arrays. So we have here apple. So make sure that this is a string, comma, melon, a string as well, of course. Just fill up with a few items you have: lemon, oranges, and finally we have grapes. So this is all great, but we might want to format this or sort them out on alphabetic order. And if we type in now here console.log, and we do in fruits or fruit, you will see now, if we refresh this here in the developer tab, you will see now we have all the orders exactly the same as we have here. And let me just remove apple and put apple at the end of our array. So we will be noticing later on once we sort them very clearly. So if I save this and refresh this, you see apples now at the end. That's fine. And now what we want to do is we want to sort them first. Let's create the sort function, or the sort array sort function. To do that, all we have to do here is basically this. We will say here fruit dot sort. And once we sort them out, we sort the array, and then we say here to the console log to show again or log again the fruit array, but probably now you will see that it's different. If I save this and I refresh, now you can see the difference. You will see here, this is the old one, and here it's been sorted on alphabetic order: apple, grapes, lemon, melon, and oranges. However, it still doesn't work with our button here because we saved them in here immediately. So what we want to do is we want to trigger it by a click of this button. So the moment we click on array sort, we should see the array sorting out all the values here. So how can we do this? Well, in here we'll give an ID here. We give this array ID sort fruits. That's a very appropriate name. And then we say here the constant will be sort fruits equals document dot get element by ID. This is a string, and then we type in here sort fruits. Alright, so the reason why we're doing this is basically to make sure that HTML, because this is HTML code here, and JavaScript is different code, and JavaScript cannot read HTML code, so we need to communicate to them. So the moment we do that, or to do that, is we're going to use an ID here, and then it says here get the element with the ID name. This is the ID name. Now what we want to do now is to say if we click trigger specific function. So what we'll say here now is sort fruits. Alright, then we say dot, and then we put in a trigger event here. So we say add event listener. So listen to this event the moment when this happens. And what is the event we want to trigger? Or when will we trigger it? Well, by clicking on it. So we say click event. So click, And then what we want to do is we want to basically create a function. So we need to create a function once we click. So we give this function I will say here, fruit function. You can give it anything you want. And the fruit function doesn't have to be, or should not be, in a string. And the reason why that's not a string, because this is a string but this one not, because this is a variable. So what is the variable? Well, we're going to assign this variable now, and this variable is a function. So we say function fruit function. And in here, parentheses and curly braces or curly brackets. And in here, we're going to type in the following. Basically, what we just got here, this item here, put it in here. We do this, refresh. Now you can see nothing happens, but if you click on this button now our array has been sorted out accordingly. And this is the way how you can use this. And you can imagine this is not only useful for basic stuff like this, but far more deeper. For example, if you're going to explore Chart.JS and you want to sort the values of the Chart.JS based on alphabetic order, this is the way to do it. So if you like videos like this, subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions regarding to this array sorting function, post your question in the comment section below. And if you want to learn more about Chart.js, check out my Udemy course in the description box.